After the school drop-off this morning, I sat in the extra long Starbucks line, pick up a good morning refreshing beverage. It's actually really warm here today in sunny California. It's pretty windy, but it's beautiful out. Perfect day for a little summer dress with a little crochet accessory. I made this vest a few years ago off of a YouTube video. Don't exactly remember, but I can look through my search history and see if I can find it. If I can find it, I will link this pattern in the description box below. I remember it being extremely adjustable, step by step. If I could do it, you can do it. I haven't been doing very much lately. I know. I always feel down when I'm not super productive. But then I remember that crocheting's fun and I do it for relaxation. I do it to keep me busy in a non-stressful rush way. I use it to pass time when I work long shifts, and I do it at home in the evening to unwind. So I don't need to be super productive. I don't think so. There are other things that we can talk about and share when you come to visit with me. Lately, I've been working on the Breeze cardigan. I have the back panel. I'm making the duster, so it's quite a bit longer than she shows in her video tutorials. It's also a free pattern on Ravelry, and of course YouTube's free to watch her video. So I have the back panel done, and I will be starting the 2 front panels. So I'm definitely making progress with that yarn bee, hand-dyed yarn. Making progress. It's just a boring update. It's just rows and rows and rows of a stacked granny. So every other row is a chain and a single, and then you go back across with 3 double crochets and a chain 1. Very simple, mindless. It's perfect for watching movies late at night when I'm up and awake. So I've been working on that. And then I remembered that I have a few items that I've started and haven't done much with. Let's talk about the punch needle projects. I found it to be, well, it's repetitive, and the repetitive motion isn't one that my muscles aren't used to. We use our crocheting muscles, right? Or our knitting muscles. We use those a little bit more. I do want to make one item and complete one item as part of a fiber arts journey. I want to make one thing. So that practice canvas that I had, I'm going to take all that out. It was just for practice. I've got a lot of missed, slipped, pulled stitches in it that look incredibly sloppy. So I'm going to pull those out. Just a little side back burner hobby, nothing too demanding. And so I haven't done much on that. It's sitting in a bag, which is a project bag that sits and clutters my creative corner. So I want to do or put a kit together in a project bag to do one simple motif of some kind. And then I want to disperse the project bag. I don't like whip bags sitting around. If something's in a bag, it's out of sight, out of mind, and I don't get to it. So I want to break that bag down. It's not a hobby that I am going to take on full time. Another hobby that I'm not interested in taking on full time is Knitting Nancy, Knitting Doll, a braid tool, there's so many names for these. Thank you, One Day Saving. I really enjoyed this. This is incredibly boring, and I can see it as a gateway to small children that are interested in fiber yarn arts and to get the basic concept of knitting. But this is what I got. I'm done. I'm done with this. She's cute and I'll set her in my fiber cabinet, but no. over and over, around and around. So my original intentions was this, is that I love to see the art where people do letters, symbols, as a wall hanging or some sort with this cabling. And that's what I wanted to do. Oh, big dreams, right? Hooked on Wishing Crochet. Thank you for visiting with me. No, each one of those letters, each one of those words written in cursive is miles of this roping stuff. Not for me. Oh, okay, so this is what I got. Calling it quits. I'll put this in the cabinet, and if anyone shows any interest in it in years to come, or I don't know, I just get a bug to try it again, or if there's a gift that I want to give someone or something like that, yes, it's up there and I can pull it out, and it's a tool in my arsenal, right? I'm not doing this. So I went to Hobby Lobby this morning, and I was gonna go to the just the hardware store down the street, but we're not going to Hobby Lobby. It's not a yarn sale week, so we're just looking, we're just browsing. I went to the floral department, and I did find some very thin gauged floral wire, which was very bendable, and it was let's see, they had 22, 24, 26 gauge, which was incredibly thin. It would hold, but I wanted something just a tiny bit, so I cut that. I'm just gonna slip these in while we talk. You don't mind, do you? It was incredibly thin, and it would make a nice, it would make it so that I could bend this yarn around, and it would hold the position of what I was trying to use it for. Uh-oh, I just pulled that off the wrong way. Well, it would hold it for what I wanted to use it for, but it's just a wall hanging. Nobody's playing with it. It's not gonna be, it doesn't have to be super, super stiff, but I just felt like it was way too thin to be what I wanted. So I was trying to think of what other departments in Hobby Lobby would have wire, without going all the way over to the hardware store. So I looked in the bead department, and they had thicker wire. This one is an 18 gauge. I also have some wire that I use for amigurumi, and I found that wire, but it's rubber coated, and I absolutely love it because it is rubber coated, and I use it for my amigurumis. So it's nice to have, like, it's wire, fully bendable, it holds its position, but it's covered in like rubber. And I found it at the dollar store, and people use it for training plants, vined plants, or tying up branches on plants. I should have used a crochet hook for this. This little thing isn't good for slipping. Yeah, so I use that wire for amigurumi, but because it's rubber coated, I thought that it would be a little difficult to slip it down inside this one. So wasn't too interested in that. I did go to Dollar Tree looking at their gardening section to see if they had anything else I could use. I didn't really find anything. So this is on a wire, 99 cents. Not trying to invest too much more into this craft or this project. We gotta save that money for fibers, right? So we have the wire, and I was just trying to think of one simple, basic design. I don't want to be fancy with it. Just one example of, hey, this is a craft that I did. It was fun. So this one says it's aluminum bendable wire, which is nice. They had tons of selection and different colors. Well, for jewelry making, lots of options. Didn't really need a whole lot of options. I was going for something clearancey. So let's see. Oh, Perfect. Look at that. Nice and bendable. It's gonna hold where I put it. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. It's gonna bend where I put it. So I'm just gonna run this through the length of here. Where's my open end? I sewed that end close. I'm gonna pinch the end of this with maybe a little bit of tacky glue. I was also thinking I could use my hot glue gun, but I don't even think it needs all that. Once I tie the end closed, I just don't want it to fall through. What have you been working on? You staying safe? I know a lot of the United States have been having some crazy weather lately, man. I live here in California. We have earthquakes occasionally. Usually they're not enough. We don't even feel them. They're so far underground that we don't feel them. I was listening to a few different channels and they were explaining the process with hurricanes, tornadoes, hurricanes. See, I'm not even sure the difference. Sirens explaining tornadoes, I think is what I was listening about. And I was so scared. Where do you go? What do you do? All the fight or flight would kick in. Oh, wow. I had no idea. I mean, I've seen it in movies. My grandma, the only thing I know about him is my grandma grew up in Missouri, and she was so scared of earthquakes because she said you can't see them coming. So you don't know. And that's the spontaneous part that always scared her, was that you didn't know. And with a hurricane, at least you get like a warning and then you go to safety. I don't know. They come around once a year. Major destruction. Yeah, you can see them coming, but I don't know. They just sound horrific. Scary. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that nobody has experienced any loss or that sort of thing. And then my besties, Amanda and Eva, they had a weather watch that they were watching, and it was tracking in live time where was that a hurricane or a tornado? Hurricane. It was a hurricane in Louisiana, and they were tracking it, and that the different apps showed different live time and where it was, and that it was passing, or this is the worst of it, or all that. Wow. There's some strong people out there. Some very, very strong people. So I was thinking for this, just a very simple heart. A little scroll, go up into the heart, do the heart loop, do an arch, the loop for the middle, an arch, come back down and a little scroll, and we could put it right there. Part of the fiber world. So there's changing topics again. I was thinking about summer tops and how I'm really enjoying garments and making summer tops. Did you see the Sugar Magnolia that I made? I think I posted pictures in the last one, sitting right here. The Sugar Magnolia top. Ooh, I love it. It's all cottony and pretty, and I could put it over the top of anything. Even if it had sleeves, I think I could wear it more as like just a core warmer in the wintertime. I could put it over a turtleneck. Nice, nice. So I've been thinking about summer tops and how it would be fun to make something for the besties. One of my besties, Eva, came up with a very, very pretty design. She mentioned just a very simple basic shapes, and then left it wide open with fabrics and stitches and all that good stuff. And she told me to make it. I didn't know in the beginning of the conversation that's where the conversation was going, but she told me, please make me one. My birthday's in August. So I was thinking, okay, I could do that. And so it's been on my mind the different stitches. I mean, she already has the basic construction design, and it's amazing. Love it. I'm gonna reach behind you to grab my good scissors, my not so good scissors. I don't want to use my good scissors to cut wire, but I'm not sure how else to cut. Oh, it's aluminum. It cuts super, super easy. So friend, we have all this left over. If we get the desire to do it again, or we need some stiffening for arms and legs and amigurumi, this will always come in handy. So I will put that in the supply area. And maybe we need it, maybe we don't. So I was thinking about Eva and the summer top. When I was at Hobby Lobby today, I was looking at all the different fibers, and I want drape. So cotton, of course, is my summer go-to. I love cotton. But some of that kitchen cotton gets pretty thick. I don't want it to be thick. Don't want it to be too thick. So I was thinking maybe like a 2-weight or a 3-weight, and then 2-weight or a 3-weight. And then for drape, I could use a much bigger hook to get some drape on it. That would be fun. And then get some drape on it, and it's constructed in a front, a back, a front of a sleeve, a back of a sleeve, a front of a sleeve, and a back of a sleeve. Very simple. I think I can pull that off before August. So I was looking, I don't know, I kind of like the Mandela string. Beautiful colors, the tie-dye inspiration in those colorways. Oh, those are screaming summer, aren't they? Lacy summer fun. So I was looking at that. How's that? Is that cute? A little bit more bending and playing with it, but I think we're working on it. And so then I was looking at that stuff, and then there's Yarntopia. That's some good looking stuff too, but that's more, it looks like a water, there's some watercolors in there, not sure. So I stood around looking, and then I got my wire that I needed in Hobby Lobby. How's that? I got the colors that I needed in the wire, messed around a little bit, walked through their clearance section a bunch. Time to go. And before I left the parking lot, I could see on the other shopping center on the other side that there was Goodwill. Now, I've shown you before, I've gone into Goodwill and found some incredible yarn deals. I think there was some shimmery baby pink that I got one time with, I think the factory label said that it was made in just a small little Providence in Japan. Providence? A little tiny factory. I tried looking it up and couldn't find much on it. It was discontinued for sure. And Ravelry didn't have anything on it. That's how old and long ago that it had fallen through the cracks of fiber history. Well, so when you get a feeling that you should stop at a secondhand store, antique, or a thrift store, it's usually because there's something calling to you. You gotta act on those instincts. You can't mess around. Well, I went into the Goodwill. I'm gonna set that aside. I went into the Goodwill, and I don't like to run right to where they keep the yarn. I kind of like, it's nagging at me that I need to get my butt back there before someone else grabs the good stuff. I meander down there. There's a few things I'm looking for. Copper jello molds in a sea theme. My fish, my lobsters, my shrimps. I collect them. And the yarn. And I like to look at yarn. And I love to look at coffee mugs. I know I have cupboards full of coffee mugs, but I got 2 teenage daughters that do dishes. And let's face it, coffee mugs get broke. And I let them go. Rest in peace to all the beautiful coffee mugs that didn't survive my house. So then I walked in the door. I had this feeling, I gotta go check where they keep the yarn, the crafting area. I gotta get back there. I didn't even mess around with any of the other kitchen stuff, didn't look at dresses. I like to look at dresses too. Took my butt straight back there. And it's a good thing I did. ice yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 ice yarns, $5.99. I'm not paying ice yarn shipping, and that's why I've never ever had ice yarn. Hold on, plug your ears. That's why I've never had ice yarn. The shipping intimidates the heck out of me because I don't know, I can't feel it, I can't see it. Look at that. It's white. It's got a very, very loose chain spun to it. It's definitely a 1 or a 2, but that's fine because I wanted the big drapey. Oh, it does say it's a 2. It's a fine 2. It's 40% bamboo, 35% cotton, 25% linen, and this is 150 meters. Yeah. I wasn't really calculating yardage when I was standing in the Goodwill with the yarn because this is 8. This is 8. This is 8. This is 8. $5.99. And there was no tag sale. I've never really seen Goodwill do the 50% off certain color tags. I'm gonna set it down. Cool. I've never had ice yarn. I'm gonna give some ice yarn. There's a little bit of a sheen to it. Not much. I think it would make a very lovely garment for the main body piece, but my besties like pizzazz, so I had to keep looking. 5 more. This one looks like it's been opened, but taped back together. I did open it in the store. I gave it a really good smell check because you never know if someone has multiple pets, if someone has smokes in their home, you never know, or if there's a lot of moisture in their home, you know, uncontrollable smells, yarns pick that up. No, this smells delicious. Gobble it up. And this is the same, 40% bamboo, 35% cotton, 25% linen. It is a 2 weight. It is 150 meters. Is there a color? I don't think ice yarn does colors, huh? No, ice yarn doesn't do colors. Interesting phone number. Our phone numbers aren't like that. 90.216 space like we do. So that's probably like an area code. I don't know. And then there's a whole line of 1, 2, 3, 8 numbers after that. Interesting. A natural garden. That is perfect for Eva. She is a gardener. She has an absolutely beautiful garden. And if she ever jumps on YouTube, oh, there we go. Now, I still want to add to this because this is not enough color. But I've got the main design of it going. Now I can work with these to create this summer top idea. You can't make something for a bestie and not make something for the other bestie. You can't. So with all that white that I have as my main color and then adding different aspects to it, I was poking around in the boxes because they were big boxes full of ice yarn. A lot of it was the acrylic. And in feeling it and watching other reviews that I've seen, I knew that they weren't necessarily something needed to focus on this opportunity to pick up what I really, really needed to get. A couple boxes down was filled full of this. So it was a box full of just these colors. Like someone paid the shipping for these huge boxes. I don't know who. Oh yeah, it's not a perfume. It's a fiber smell. Like when you walk into a Hobby Lobby or Michael's in the yarn department, it's got like that certain kind of smell to it. Made in Turkey, ice yarns, 98% acrylic and 2% turkey word. I can't read it. Oh, are your eyes changing? Is your eyesight changing? I just hit 42 and my eyesight, I don't know if it's not really better, closer, or further. It's like it takes my eyes a few extra minutes to like refocus. 42, right? Is that why? It's okay. We can work with this. 2% PAILLETTE. It's 2%. Oh, okay. So this one has little, look at that, Amanda. Yup. Tap Mama gets a little bit of bling in her shoulders, her shoulder design. There's 2 of these, so that's more than enough. And it's definitely a chain spun. And it's a little thicker than the 2, but I won't have a problem. Yeah, it's a 3. I won't have, oh, there's that word. You tell me. And it says chain. Perfect. Good job, Ice Yarn. Put the description all in the whole thing. So, yeah, I'm going to have fun with that. I'm going to have a lot of fun. And then they had these 2 little donuts. Now this one, all the ones in the big box, so that it was huge boxes, and then they were filled full of the individual packaged one. They were all filled with just the 2 little ones. So these were only 99 cents. So, I'm sorry. So these are also the Natural Garden, same stuff as before, and it's just a really nice pink. So, I was thinking of like a granny flower, a granny floral, or like a very, like a smaller scale, like just the center of a doily or like a mandala, just the center part, and I need like 4 squares of it. So I was looking at on YouTube for like crochet granny flower, crochet flower that I can turn into a square. I was looking also on Ravelry, and then there's a couple websites that I look on, freecrochet.com. Oh gosh, I can't think of them all off the top of my head, but I want like multiple colors, like a flower motif kind of for the sleeves, because the body part is just going to be very, very simple. So because it's simple, I might want to add more color. Not sure, but I'm thinking very, very lightweight as like a cover up. So I got projects going on top of projects going. I did take a tip from Amanda, and I picked up a t-shirt for Eva, and I picked it up in a large, this is an amazing idea to get the sizing just right. Hobby Lobby has their t-shirts on sale for $2.99. So this is a size large, which will be perfect because in the pieces that I'm doing, I can put the pieces on here and make sure that it will fit its recipient. So I picked up pretty purple, and I'm going to keep all that in another project bag that I'm creating. So I went to Hobby Lobby first before I went to Goodwill and found the yarns. So I need to go back to Hobby Lobby next week after Sunday when their sales come back around. And I'm going to pick up a shirt for Amanda so that way I can get my sizes just right. I love that tip. That's an amazing tip. I'll poke around with this a little bit more. Maybe I can do an L, O. I don't know if I have enough for the VE. Love? Maybe, but this is bendable and rebendable and everything else. So I'll poke around with this, and maybe next time we visit, I'll have, well, that looks weird. Life of a crafter, right? There's all kinds of things that we get ourselves into, different little creatives, little inspiring hobbies that lead to other little hobbies. It's fun. It's fun. Can I fold it into the love? L-O-V. Oh, I had a lot more I could have played with on that. Actually, I could do a weird cursive E. I'll play with it. We'll have fun, and I'll see you soon, I'm sure. Take care. Thank you for visiting me. I really do enjoy spending time with you. I'll see you soon. Bye. Take care.